there it was. It was the 88 or 89, were the Mets in the World... Mets, of course, were in the World Series in 86.
86. 89, they were in the playoffs.
Well, it was the 89 playoffs. Yeah. And Freddie had some tickets that a broker had that he was, he didn't, it was easy to sell tickets. Guy, whatever, he had an extra 4 or 6 tickets. And maybe we had picked up a couple. And we're out at Shea Stadium. It's the old Shea Stadium. And Freddie's...
I'm sorry, it's 88.
88. Thank you.
It's 88, yeah.
And Freddie's in the car. And I'm like, well, he's like, oh, it was a night game. And it's like 6:30 and it's buzzing. Mm-hmm. And so he was so nervous. He didn't want me to get in trouble either. I'm like, look, we got to sell these tickets. We're going to get some good money. Maybe
they're playing the Dodgers too.
Right? Maybe going to get for some shitty field boxes down the line. Not shitty, but some field boxes that are near the foul pole. Mm-hmm. You get on the street $150 a piece. That's big money.
Yeah.
What is it? 35 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so we're in the car, and Freddie suddenly realized he had run out of alcohol.
Uh-oh.
And now, if you're at Yankee Stadium, you're in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You just run around right to that next block.
61st, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You just go into one of those bodegas, grab a 6-pack or whatever. Well, at Shea, you either had to go to one stop to Flushing, or I believe it was like 168th Street.
That's if you've never been to Shea or Citi Field, it's in the middle of nowhere, more or less.
So Freddie says to me, oh, can you run to the store? My nerves are shot. And this is when he was drinking this Pink Passion wine cooler. Oh, get me a 6-pack of the Pink Passion. He goes, hurry up. I go, well, why don't you drive me to the store? He goes, he didn't want to drive me because maybe one of the other scalpers that he entrusted would have a sale. So I took the train, one stop. I didn't go to Flushing. I went the other way.
Gotcha.
And I knew right off there was like 2 bodegas on the corner. Mm-hmm. I go into the to where the beers and the milks and the sodas were, and I'm looking for the Pink Passion. And they didn't have the 6-pack, but they had the 84-ounce jumbo. Not 64 ounce, the 84 ounce. So I'm thinking in my head, let's see, 6 times 12 is 72. Oh shit! He's getting an extra 12 ounces here.
The bonus,
right? So I get the big jug, and now I take the train back. And Freddie's like, I gotta. He didn't want to just sit still. He was always like as if these police were like pinning on him. So I find him and I run up. He's like, "Oh, why'd you take so long?" I'm like, I'm just the first 2 trains that came. I go here, and he grabs this jug, and he was expecting a 6-pack, and he goes, "Oh." And he's unscrewing the top. And I figured he'd be happy. And as he takes it, he had to do it with 2 hands. This was something that was meant to be poured into a cup.
Sure.
It wasn't even like a quart of beer. And he takes his giant jug, and he's like, glug, 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 glug. Oh, why did you get me this big thing? Glug, 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 glug. That was Freddy. And, coming out of that period of time, I cleaned up my act. I wound up, and we'll be getting back into this eventually with the podcast. I wound up, moving out here. Mm-hmm. Freddy was integral in the early years. When I was working with Bill at Union, Bully's friend, Freddy would bring in some tickets. Then I was working with Farrell out here. Freddy had the connection with the old man
that's
at the
right.
Meadowlands.
Yeah.
He had our other friend that had the T-shirt shop that had the Ticketmaster, and he'd been around. He was always trying to win over favor at that Prozie's.
Oh, right.
The one with the program
Right.
killed it. He's like, oh, old man Prozie. Oh, I know I can get him to deal with me. He always tried. And if anything, he would sell things too cheap. He would never, instead of trying to, get top dollar, he taught me like we were divvying up the money after, it was like a Rangers Bruins game on like a Saturday afternoon. And he had like a dozen tickets from brokers. And I go, we sold them for, let's just say an average of 35 each. And Freddy's, I said, well, because this is the heart of my addiction. I'm like, well, what are we going to split? He's like, well, you got to give the broker back the right money or he won't give you the tickets. Like he knew not to say, 10 each,
Yeah.
He gave, let's say the tickets were $15. It's a Saturday afternoon game against the Bruins. He gave him back $20 a piece, whatever. He knew to do the right thing. So Freddie was integral with Bill, with Farrell, and then when I opened Rave Review, he was, loyal. So it was funny. It went to a reverse because in the end, when I was doing full-time brokering in the early and mid 2000s, I would send my extra tickets to him.
Oh, wow.
And get back bottom dollar.